Alright, so what we're working on is a golf cart front end. So on this, you have, this is the headlight kit where you cut out your front end. We're actually going to paint the whole golf cart body, but we're going to start out with this. So you have the headlight kit that you cut out your front end, and then you put these in, and you put headlights, they bolt to the back of them. So it's a conversion kit. So what they do is they send you a paper template, you lay it out and you cut it, and the customer's already did this and he brought it to me to do the paint work on, and then he actually called me last night and was like, oops. So you might be wondering, why do you got the leftovers here? Well, here's what we got. So the issue was, it's not the customer is stupid, because the customer is actually extremely smart, very good guy. But here's what the deal is. So they did this side turned out good. Okay, used a paper template, cut it out, it worked amazing. And then basically what he did was, if this was the paper template, let's just pretend here for a second, you're gonna have to use your imagination. If this was a paper template, he picked it up, put it over here, and then cut it out. The problem is that when you do the paper template, pretty sure you have to obviously flip it over, and then I think you just flip it over. Pretty sure you just flip it over, but you might have to also turn it or something. I don't have the template. He's supposed to actually bring it by in the morning with the other one that goes to this hole. So anyway, it's just a simple mistake, man. It can happen to anybody. It's not that big of a deal. So this was the piece that come out of there originally. There was of course a little bit more trimming to get everything right, but we're going to use this to build a patch panel. That's what we are going to do. The product we're using is a quick set bumper and tab repair thing. So this does not stick to paint, so you need to get it to the plastic. So there's plastic on plastic, and so that's the only problem with using that stuff to glue in these, is you'd really need this to be raw plastic. And I might just go ahead and do it and then just tape these. It's not like he's against it, he just figured that I would do it the other way. So anyway, I'm gonna put you on a stand, we're gonna line this up, we're gonna figure out what we got and get at it. So what we need to do first is put this one in there and then see where we're at. So we're good on all of that, it's just we need to fill in all this. So let's see if I have a piece, because I need that contour right there. So that should be that same contour. I'm gonna need a piece over there. What we'll do is we'll take our bucket, okay, and let's mark where our gap starts at. So our gap starts there, and our gap starts there. Of course, you want to line your body lines up, okay? So we have to do all of this. So we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. So we'll place X's there. There's another body line right here. Let's see if that matches. Yes. Okay, so this piece right here, and see, I'm just trying to literally like a puzzle piece, but I've got to I need these body lines, okay? I don't want to remake these body lines. So let's start with this. So what we'll do is we can go to right here, and then we'll go ahead and mark this exactly like this, okay? And then we want to go about right here. So we'll mark this right here, and then we're just going to cut this across so I don't have so much to work with. So that's basically all our patch panel is going to be, is that little piece right there. So this is our patch panel, okay? That right there. And we'll actually just go ahead, probably cut this all the way across wherever we do it. So I marked up here where this piece stops. So now I need a piece that's going to fit in here and match this contour, which gets us pretty much perfect right there. So pretty nice, because we've got to right here. So we need to mark this right here, and now what we'll do is we'll come down here, and then we'll just take this one and go, let's see here, we'll go right here and we'll just go straight across with this one. Okay, so this will be our patch. So let me go cut this out. So now what we're gonna do is get ready to load this thing up. I'm gonna take me some 2-inch tape. I'm gonna build a something for everything to stick on, basically, or sit on top of, I should say. And we will go back later and hit it from the backside. But for right now, before we leave for today, all we want to do is get this front side set. And then we'll grind the backside out. Now, every one of my pieces I have actually took and cut on a 45. Okay, so I have beveled both sides where the patch is going to go, and that's going to allow, you know, a lot of the fill to get there. It's not concrete. It's not like butting together two flat butt joints. Apologize about the noise in the background. So my employees out there revving out the vehicle. All right, so we're just going to come in here. And this has got 50-second work time, so I do have. You got to be pretty quick. So I do have it marked roughly right there, and I'll make a better line in case y'all want to see it. Roughly where it can be seen, and then here's my body line, and then my body line is right there. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put it right on the edge. Right on the edge of where the material is gonna be. Okay. And then quickly, you're gonna get this one in place. Because if your gun hardens up, okay, the stuff that's in the tip hardens up, you only got 50 seconds, then you have to set another tip. I'm gonna line this one up. And I am pushing it down because it does have some contour. Okay, and then what we're going to do is I'm just going to make sure I've got enough build up in here. And there's actually such a small gap, we probably could have just straight used this stuff and not even made patch panel. And all I'm going to do is make sure it's smoothed out and that all of the area is filled in. And it's already setting. Try to go ahead and get some of this excess off, because anything that you put on, you gotta grind off. It's already set. And it's fine. It's not the end of the world. We'll grind it, sand it smooth. There you go. I want to make sure that this is the same contour. Okay, so there we go for right now. Now I'm gonna let this dry overnight because it's only 50-second set time, so I could, let's see what the work time, cure time is 15 minutes. So you want to be able to touch this thing for 15 minutes. So in the morning, I'll come back in here and try to pull the masking tape off the backside. If too much didn't get on the masking tape, then you'll be able to pull it off. If not, you'll just have to pull off what you can and grind off the rest so that you can get a fresh thing on it. But you can see we've got our same angle back and our same contour, and then we can grind all that out tomorrow, put a little dolphin glaze over it, do some primer work, and then we'll have that back. And we'll also take the template tomorrow and lay it in place after we grinded everything, trace how it's supposed to be, and then recut it so we can set the whole set the conversion piece in there. All right, so we're gonna pick back up where we left off yesterday. I got the other pieces dropped off to me. And now you can see what I'm talking about. So this is the paper, and if it's over here on this side, and then let's see here, you move it, maybe he went like that. No, he couldn't went like that. Maybe he flipped it like that, Yeah, it looks like he flipped it like that, and then that was wrong, maybe? Maybe you have to... There it is. That's probably it. Maybe? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Let's see. Easiest way to do this is gonna be this headlight goes in like that. And then take your other headlight bucket. And you gotta make it go in like that. So if we flip it just straight over, that's not right. But if you flip it straight over in a 90, that's correct. Okay, so that's the easiest way sometimes, is instead of trying to figure it out, is actually just look at it on your stencil. And it's not that tight of a fit, actually. It's kind of crazy. But, yeah. So you just test it to your stencil, and then that's going to let you know what side we're working with. So, and you could pre-label this ahead of time. So we're going to go ahead and say this is the right-hand side. Okay? Oh, so they have the body lines too. Align with body lines. So it tells you to align with body lines. So let's go ahead and mark them in duplicate, which he's actually already done that. But I'm gonna make it a little bit thicker. Okay. So now we know where body lines go. One goes there. One goes there. And it honestly looks like more needs to be taken out of the bottom. But we're just going to trim this to fit a little at a time. So let's get this grinded out. We're going to get some of this knocked down off of here, and then we will put some tape on it, whatever, we can see what we're doing, and we'll trace that out. So let's get that smoothed out first. Okay, so I did get that one wrong. So it just didn't look right. So this is not going to be up. This is going to be up. So double check your stuff, because you could easily get that just turned around. And it just didn't look right. So I was like, hold up. This is hard because you don't really want to distort it. Them sending you a paper template is not the best thing, because you can't move it. Like, you've got to just let it free hang, because if you move it any, then you're gonna mess up your layout. You know, like if you take this and then try to pull this up the line up, you've just distorted the circle. So you have to just let it free hang. Like, it has to just hang there. It can't be pulled on or twisted. And you've got to gently tape it down where it just naturally sits there. Terrible design. What they should do is the box that it comes in, if it, make a higher end product, and the box it comes in, print the template on the cardboard box on the inside, like it's the thickness of a cereal box, or include a template the thickness of a cereal box to put in there, because a cereal box you could bend a little or something, or even a vinyl sticker. Charge the customer $3 more per order and just include a vinyl sticker for each side that you stick. So let's stick this out of the way. Now we're just going to cut this. And then once we cut this, then we'll go for the back side. All right, so this is the backside after peel the tape come right off, and we got a pretty good freaking pass yesterday. A lot of this is the original golf cart body, and then this was our plastic repair, and then this is the original golf cart body. So a lot of this oozed out, and that was the wrinkles in the tape that it didn't stick to, so it just filled it in. So being it is like that, I'm just gonna gently probably clean up this backside, these humps out of it, and we're just gonna leave this alone. There's no reason to put no more on here because all the voids got filled in. You know, that's like literally extra. It's not an air pocket. That's extra. That's where the tape was. So I'm just gonna smooth this out so you don't ever have to worry about when you're clamping it in anything hitting on the backside. And then we're gonna rock and roll with sanding the front out. Maybe a little dolphin glaze, maybe not, and you know, getting it into primer. So that is a solid repair. And I'll just get this face sanded out. We're good to go. All right, so there's what we left with, and that's a really good fit. Really good fit. Everything's back. You can actually see that's where some of the green plastic was put back, and then that's where our repair was made. You can't see no gaps. That's a little nick that will get filled in. So yeah, I'm extremely happy with that. So if y'all follow these same steps at your house, you'll be able to get the same results. And then where was that one? There was a gap a minute ago I showed. It's not there now. Maybe it was because this was too fat and this was sticking up. That's probably what it was, like that. Now that all sits down flush. Let the camera focus. I mean, we've got an excellent fitment. So it's really nice. So we're gonna get the decals off of this one with the eraser wheel. We went over that before, but if you remember on the boat motor cover one, if you go back to the boat motor cover and look at that one, you'll recall the issue with using eraser wheel and plastic. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it builds heat fast and it will cut your plastic. So you need to, work this steady and slow and not burn your plastic, or you're going to be doing more body work, which is not the end of the world in this situation because we already have to do body work around the edge of the opening, but we're going to, try not to purposely do it. So let's get the decal off. All right, so for your golf cart, we're gonna lay down Bulldog before we lay down our primer because of, sometimes the lid gets stuck on the way I do it. We're gonna lay down Bulldog before we lay down our primer because we are priming on top of plastic. So plastic's not designed to be painted, so even though it's all scuffed up really good, we're still going to lay a Bulldog down to make sure that our primer, sticks to our plastic. We are going to use our good old cheap eBay knockoff gun for the primer today, since we're rolling so much. So dive right in, Bulldog and then primer. And we're just gonna prime that one spot. We're not priming the whole, we're just gonna prime the spots we got trouble with. We're not gonna prime the whole freaking top of that golf cart. All right, for our primer, we're going to use the same primer we always do. This did sit over Christmas break, so we're going to take this and put this in the drill. Stir this thing up. Anytime your primer's been sitting, you want to make sure sure you mix it up really good. This primer is mixed 4 to 1 to 1. Okay, so you can see we're going to be working in this column because the primer is mixed a 4 to 1 to 1. Okay, so our primer says right up here that it is mixed 4 parts primer, 1 part hardener, and then if you want, it doesn't say it, but I know I can reduce it again. So we're going to come to this column that says 4 to 1 to 1, and we're going to fill it up. If you go to the 4 line, then the next line would be 4, next line would be 4. If you went to the 7, it'd be 7, 7, 7. So you stay the same number stepping across like this, but you stay in the correct column. So if you're watching a pour, so we're gonna pour 4 parts primer, and I got quite a few pieces to pour, so we're actually gonna spray out of this one mix. So I'm gonna go ahead today and blow it all the way up to number 7, because I'm actually doing 2 videos out of this 1 cup. Okay, so we're gonna get right here to the 7. Bam. All right. Now we're gonna come get our primer that comes with your hardener that comes with your primer. I am spraying a slow. I spray everything at slow speed. You can get different speeds of how fast it dries. We're gonna bring this up to the next 7. Okay. That's technically all you need. I think that's all I'm gonna actually do. I don't think I'm gonna reduce this one, so I think I'm gonna do just like it is on the sheets and just go 4 to 1 to 1 and not add reducer. So if you add reducer, what it does is it thins it out and makes it where it flows out better. But I'm not necessarily looking for that on these projects. I'm looking for a buildup of thickness. So I kind of don't want it to flow out. I'm okay with a little bit of cutting out orange peel because I'm gonna be sanding anyway. So yeah, we're just gonna roll like that. We're gonna put some accelerator in it, which is a product I use to just help kick off some of the stuff. You can buy different speed hardeners when you're buying your product, but the problem that I have with that is I never know if I'm gonna want something to kick off one day or if I don't want it to kick off, one day, like I want it to dry a little slower. So I can adjust my speed off of how much accelerator I put into it. And I'd rather do it that way than have to keep up with multiple different hardeners. And then also you can't have your reducer too many steps away from your hardener, so you can have slow hardener, medium reducer, or you can have medium harder, fast reducer, but you can't have slow hardener, fast reducer. Like they can't be a whole step away from each other. Like they have to stay close to each other on the speeds, or you can have problems. So let's pour this in our cup. And out of this mix, like I said, we're shooting 2 items. So we're shooting the golf cart video where we repaired the plastic, and we're also shooting Randy's doors. So whichever video you're watching that this one is in, if you haven't seen the other one, go check it out.